Hi everybody, welcome back to another episode of DMP for That's My Podcast. So today I am outside, literally just standing outside because the sun was just calling my name, honestly, and I felt like I needed some of that in my life. And also, it's nice to have a change of scenery. I don't know if you've noticed, but my apartment does not have like the best lighting, so I need to get some lights. Honestly, one of my friends just like moved here, and he was talking to me about some lights that I should get. So stay tuned for that. Hopefully, we'll have some better video for y'all. So I'm excited because I know with podcasts, I literally just met a girl yesterday. Honestly, I need to do an episode about my day yesterday. But anyways, that's not what I was planning on talking about today. But yeah, I met a girl yesterday and we were just talking about how like with podcasts, it's just so much honestly like nicer to like watch the video while you're listening to it as well. Just because I don't know, you just kind of feel like you're chatting with your friend, like in your house, like if you're doing something, you can just listen to it. Anyways, wanted to get into today's episode. So it's starting to get warmer, hopefully for you. I don't know where you're at, but at least here it's been pretty nice. And I mean, can't really complain about the weather here in general, but also I know that in most places, this is the time where it's starting to get warmer. We still have a few months before the heat of the summer, peak summer time. And so honestly, I just wanted to kind of speak on a topic about how to, right now I try to say that I'm in my growing era, my growth era, if you will. And honestly, I just kind of my birthday's in May, so that's literally in like just the rest of April, and then that's at the end of May. So, it's not that long, that I have before my birthday. But honestly, I was just kind of I had a couple of goals for myself that I wanted to meet before I get to my birthday. That's just like a time frame thing that I feel like is just kind of like nice for me personally to set for myself, because it just helps me try to stay motivated. But at the end of the day, if I get there, that's what's more important. It's not necessarily the time frame. But anyways, I know for a lot of people with summer around the corner, this is the time, to get into the gym. They're trying to get the summer body. And I wanted to kind of speak to you all about how to not only focus on your summer body, but what's also on the inside, your summer mind, your mindset. And I don't know if anybody else has experienced this, but if I'm being honest, especially in years past, I felt like summer brought out a lot of insecurities for me. It was always like, you should be doing the fun, like it should be fun, like enjoy it, whatever. And I did, but I feel like I didn't enjoy it to the fullest amount because of my insecurities and like issues that I had within, like if I was going to the club, I felt like I was comparing myself always to people or whatever, like going out and like getting drinks and stuff like that, like, or if a guy didn't walk up to me at the time, whenever I was in that little era, I would be like, like nobody wanted to dance with me, like, and then like going to like wearing your bikinis and everything like that. It's just like I was always like, I'd see on my Instagram, okay, well, that girl looks better in that bikini, or that bikini's cuter than mine, or, whatever, it's just like, just thoughts of comparison and insecurity. And so, honestly, I just kind of wanted to touch on what I feel like has been helping me, and hopefully be able to kind of relate to a few of you out there of just, obviously this is from a girl perspective. So if you're a guy, I'm sure you'll be able to, relate to maybe some of the summer bodies as well, just in a different way. But anyways, I kind of wanted to speak on what's been helping me, and that's been shadow work. Now, please stay with me. Please stay with me, because I know, everybody is talking about different things to help your mental health right now and stuff like that. And a lot of people are actually getting into therapy, which I'm glad that it's getting popular. But I do go to therapy. I've been going to therapy for almost 2 years now. And I think like sometimes I'm just not able to really fully speak about everything, or like, like I used to do it weekly, and now I do it like every 2-ish weeks to honestly like 3 or 4. It just depends. I have a busy therapist, but I love her. I love her. But anyways, something that is kind of like good that I feel like has been good to like kind of have in conjunction has been shadow work. Now, if you don't know what shadow work is, it's pretty much a way where you like, I normally journal, like normally people speak about it with like journaling and stuff like that. I don't know if you see it on the TikTok shop, maybe that's just my algorithm, but a lot of people use a journal, but pretty much it's cornering your brain to try to figure out certain traumas or triggers that you have, or like certain the qualities that you don't necessarily like in yourself. It kind of helps you pinpoint them so you're able to actually work on them and accept and then heal. Like everybody sometimes tries with themselves to just act like they don't have issues, or they just try to like put them down and then just raise up the good in them, and that's good, but at the same time you have to acknowledge who you really are, and maybe some of the issues that come from your past. It might not be just with you as a person, but just like different things that you've gone through that have created this reaction in you with certain things or words are said to you. So shadow work has really been helping me, pretty much the way I do it. I just kind of wanted to get into how I do it and then why I feel like it helps. But yeah, so the way I do it is normally, if you have like something in general that you feel like has been an issue for you, then normally what's best is just to kind of like find some questions that are on that topic that you could ask yourself, that you feel like would get yourself to a deeper place and understanding. Honestly, a lot of times I will just think of like something that I've been going through maybe that week, or like just in general, something will pop into my head and I'll write it down. And then whenever I have my next like shadow work session with myself, then I like normally Google some like good questions. Honestly, if you just do like type Google search like shadow work questions, there are so many will pop up. Like literally, like I looked at this one is like a list of 100, so it's super nice. But honestly, they're really good. The thing is you don't want to overwhelm yourself by trying to go over a bunch of different topics in one, or trying to ask yourself 15 questions. Honestly, I normally stick to like 3 to 5 questions that I kind of will go over. I don't sit for too terribly long, but it just kind of depends on how well I feel like the session's going for myself. Like how much stuff is like actually flowing out of me, or if I'm still feeling really guarded on the topic. And I know this kind of sounds like kind of weird. I don't know. This is something that I didn't really feel like I would like ever get into myself, or like if you would have asked me 2 years ago like what this was, or if I was gonna do it, I'd be like, I don't know. But honestly, I feel like it's been super helpful for me, just because I feel like I have gotten to a such like better place when it comes to self-reflection and kind of being able to really understand like the different issues that I have with my brain. I used to just get so angry, and I think sometimes that's why I kind of spiraled into depression, was because I used to just like get so down on myself and so discouraged that I would act certain ways, or that I would think certain ways, or that I would feel certain feelings, I guess. And normally it was just like with situations that I couldn't control, and I would just kind of like feel to the highest extent, and it would be like kind of really triggering for me, different things from my past. And so I feel like this has been really nice for me, because I'm like, oh, that's why I do that. It's not like, oh, I'm this psycho crazy, not that anything's too bad, guys. I'm not trying to sell myself short here, but like I think it's just nice to understand where your feelings are coming from sometimes. People are always saying your feelings are valid, everything like that, but it's just sometimes you don't want to feel certain things, or you don't want to act so extreme, like your reaction to something. So this is a way that I feel like has been really helpful for me to catch myself whenever I'm thinking negatively. Anyways, kind of like went in a circle there because I was already kind of past that, but I just felt like it was important to say. Anyways, so yeah, I normally ask myself like 3 to 5 questions whenever I'm doing like shadow work. And normally I'll sit maybe like an average of like maybe like 20 to 30 minutes. I'll just kind of like sit and think and write, whenever I'm actually thinking about this. And sometimes it can be good if you like meditate beforehand, just to kind of feel a little bit more like in tune with yourself, where I didn't do that and it was still, it still worked well for me. Sorry, I'm gonna move this 1 second. Okay, y'all, we're just gonna keep on going. That was one of my neighbors. I probably won't leave that in, just for her own privacy, but she's super sweet. But anyways, she had to move her car and everything like that, so had to take a little break. So hopefully there's not too much of a disconnect. But anyways, kind of going through the next little point about shadow work is try not to have like a bunch of judgment towards yourself whenever you're doing it as well. The whole reason why this works is because you're supposed to be it can get dark, and it's going to get deep, but the whole point of it is to actually just allow yourself to let go and to be able to fully, not mask or put up these walls. So if it's a bad thought or, negative, I keep on saying bad, but I'm mainly just meaning like, like a negative self-talk, but anyways, it's important to fully acknowledge them and, just keep on going, and don't try to, be like, like get down on yourself whenever you're going through this. Just actually let yourself express yourself and try to fully understand what's going on. And then, normally, sorry, I'm like getting squirrel brain out here right now. But anyways, it's just helpful to do that. I feel like, and just an important thing is to just try to go into it with no judgment, because the whole thing of why you're doing shadow work is to, grow and honestly progress as a human and, become your better self. Okay. Not gonna lie, I had to look at my notes for a second, just because I felt like I was kind of getting off on this train. If you're a new listener, be prepared. I'm warning you now that happens a lot. And honestly, if you've been a listener, then you know that you already know. Yeah, you get it. So another point that I wanted to mention that can be important is, since shadow work can get a little bit deep, or, that kind of thinking about a lot of negative things, it's good to do, like I kind of brought out at the beginning, in conjunction with something maybe like more positive. So, maybe therapy could be something more positive, or just some type of meditation or yoga or stretching, or doing it in like a happy place for you, or even doing it while you maybe listen to music, something like that, to just kind of put yourself at ease and to be more comfortable and to not be in a negative headspace afterwards as well. And another point, I'm kind of like wanting to wrap it up because I didn't want this episode to be super long. I just kind of wanted to bring, if shadow work was maybe something that you hadn't heard of, something that you could kind of try and maybe look up or research, so you can do it. But another thing that I wanted to bring up is, with shadow work, it's important to, if you have like certain negative feelings, one thing that's good to know is that you want to be able to forgive yourself and to forgive others. But this isn't really a point that, is like, oh, this is for sure going to happen or anything like that. But it's just a little bit of a tidbit that I wanted to throw in, because that's been something that has been helpful with me. Sometimes, you go through all of this and you go through all these thoughts and you write down everything, but you don't really know what to do afterwards. And the goal is just kind of to accept and heal. And so a lot of times that comes from being able to forgive, that past self maybe, or, you right now, or that person from the past, or that person beforehand. So, I just kind of wanted to bring that. But anyways, I think that's really all that I wanted to discuss. Hopefully this is one way. Maybe I'll make it a little series of, having that summer mind to go along with your little summer bod. But anyways, maybe I'll come up with like a little bit of a series or another part of like something that I feel like has been helping me kind of get to that good spot that I wanted to be in, like I talked about at the beginning. But hopefully this has been an enjoyable episode for you all. I'm happy to get back into it, and I hope you have a good day.